Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jordana Daytona. Again, you are joining me here from the lake. It is the end of September and it was like just about plus 30 outside today. So it was amazing. I thought we'd catch the sunset while we could. Today we're going to start in a laying position. So if it feels good to you, come down onto your back and perhaps stay with your knees bent, feet planted, hands down by your side. Just going to take a few deep breaths here. Breathing in through our nose, perhaps closing your eyes if that feels safe to you. Breathing in, expanding lower abdomen, expand your ribs all the way to the top of your chest. Pause and hold at the top if you can. Exhale softly, low abdomen, ribs, chest. Beautiful. When you're ready, expanding on the inhale, low abdomen, moving up to your ribs, all the way to the clavicle, to the top of your chest. Pause and sip a little bit more. Exhale, really soft, slow, and mindfully. Take one more gentle breath through this expansion, 3 parts. Exhale through your mouth. This time, let a sigh of relief go with this breath. Beautiful. Inhale one more, perhaps even clenching your face or your fists on the inhale. Exhale softly, sigh of relief. Exhale. On these next few breaths, without forcing it, nice and slow, just gently start to let your legs fall, gently side to side, go left to right, not all the way down, just gentle movements, feeling this within your sacrum, your tailbone, your low spine, how it moves within your hips, your pelvis side to side. Perfect. Nice and gentle. Good. If and when you're ready, we're going to plant our feet down. Find just a little bit of core activation. So if you can, inhale, you draw your navel into your spine. You almost draw your tailbone up just as that core activation starts to happen here. And when you're ready, hands come down if that feels okay to you. Inhale, push the floor away, lift with your glutes as you inhale and feel the inside of your thighs activate, perhaps lifting a little bit higher, holding here, perhaps adjusting your feet if you need to find that stability within your knees. You're breathing here with all this activation here for 3, 2, 1. When you're ready, lower down vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly planting. Take a moment here, tense your feet wide, knees to touch just for a gentle relaxation in your back. Taking it a step further if you would like to for the second round, or you can choose to stay right there if that was enough for you. On the next round, if it feels good to you for take it a step further, we're going to just lift 1 foot off the ground. So when you're ready, planting the feet down, inhale, engage your core, feel that activation through your midline, through your spine. When you're ready, inhale, lift and rise with your pelvis, with the conviction through your internal core. So it's all on fire through your inner belly button to your spine. You're feeling it in your glutes, your inner thighs, your outer thighs. Perfect. If this feels safe here, stay. If you want to take it a little bit further, maybe inhale, lift that left foot up, perhaps pointing the feet or flexing the toes. You're here lifting for 3, 2, lower gently and slowly plant that left foot down, staying here, taking a break if you need to, or switching and lifting that right foot up, flexing or pointing the toes, lifting the glutes for 3, 2, lower both feet down. You're holding, stabilizing here for the last 3, 2, 1. You're ready, lower down all the way, and perhaps straighten your legs out just for a nice supine rest. Having no work here, inhale through your nose, Exhale through your mouth. Good. When you're ready, let's take your knees into our chest and perhaps give yourself a little hug, whether that's underneath the knees, on top of the knees, or on top of the shins. If you need for that extra space for your abdomen, if you have extra tissue there, feel free to take your knees wide out to the side if that feels better to create more space, or keeping it compressed, whatever feels good for you. And taking a few breaths here, maybe even rocking side to side, massaging the lower back, the lower spine. We're going to take a nice gentle twist through our spine. When you're ready, planting those feet down, inhale, lift the hips off the mat and shift them a little bit towards the left. Then inhale, bring the knees up, and then gently fall over towards the left side. As you come here, those knees, if they don't quite touch the mat, please just lift them up or put a prop underneath, or let them fall down if that feels okay in your back. Or maybe even taking your top leg, tucking it under, finding whatever you need to do. See if you can create a little bit of space in your upper body, or maybe even adding some massage through your abdomen or your hip, your leg here, maybe even down your spine. If that feels good, if that feels comfortable for you, to add just that extra soothing self-touch or that tickling sensation. Taking a few breaths here, finding some symmetry within your breath. Inhaling through your nostrils, through your nose. Exhaling through your nose, if that feels good. Perhaps inviting a bit of that Ujjayi's breath, a bit of that deep hum sensation in the back of your throat to stimulate within our nervous system. Inhaling a little bit of that constriction and hum. Exhale. And just find that movement of the breath that feels good in your practice today. You're down to your last 3 breaths here on this side. If and when you feel ready, nice and slow, bring your knees back to center with no rush. Take a moment and just stay in a bit of a neutral spine. Find your equilibrium here with your breath. Big breath in through the mouth or the nose, and sigh of relief. Or a cough in between. Clear that throat chakra out. Then we're going to come back to center and then inhale. When you feel ready, lift the hips and the pelvis off the mat. Shift a little bit towards the right. Point the knees towards the right and let them drop. I'm not sure if I said this on the last side, but you kind of want to find like somewhat of both shoulders planted on the mat. But again, I invite kind of that gentle, soothing touch if that feels good to you or safe in this moment, or perhaps that tickling. For me, I know that feels good. Just like that gentle sensation that just feels safe and comforting. This is a great practice to invite that in and just take the self-care, quote unquote, of yoga just a little bit further, just a little bit back home into this body, stepping out of the human doing and dropping into the human being. Feel your ribs expand with each breath, breathing into each intercostal space, finding a little bit more perhaps tension or expansion, and embracing any dull ache sensations that this stretch might be bringing. I'm just going to explain my surroundings because I feel that's so important to tune into our 5 senses. I'm looking up and I see these gorgeous, soft, fluffy clouds with this beautiful, deep blue sky and the tree line. The air feels warm and humid, yet you can feel that crisp fall, cool breeze behind it. You can hear the gentle waves of the boats on the lake. hear sounds of birds and squirrels wrestling in the trees. Coming out of this pose on your last few breaths and come back to center. Relax the spine, find a neutral zone. So perhaps feeling all of my sensations with your eyes closed. And now the sun's really peeking and beaming through the clouds. Think of yourself in a warm beach, or poolside, or whatever feels good to you. Somewhere by the water might feel resonant with this video. I could lay here all day, it's gorgeous. Let's continue our flow. So I'm gonna take myself onto my left side and find just a gentle side lying position. So I can gently push myself up with my right palm. And we're gonna make our way onto all fours. So take yourself through seated and all the way onto all fours. So finding this position with your shoulders stacked over your elbows, stacked over your wrist, hips over knees. I naturally always kind of find a wig side to side and get into our ribs or side body. Get into the tailbone. Perhaps it might feel better to tuck your toes for extra support or keep them planted. Like shoelaces down. Good. When you're ready, inhale. We're going to find our abdomen dropping, our chest opening. Perhaps our chin lifts up, or maybe our gaze even looks up towards the skies. Our tailbone lifts, belly button drops. Exhale when you're ready. Arch and round the spine. Find that angry kitty position, vertebrae, each pointing out, creating space. So you inhale, pull through, open through the chest, through the heart, push the floor away. Exhale when you're ready, arching and rounding your spine. Beautiful. Inhale, pull through. As I exhale, and exhale, arching and round. Good. So take a couple wags side to side here. Maybe a couple figure eights or like infinity symbols with your body. Just kind of flow, circulate it out. Get into the shoulders, the scapula. And actually, yeah, let's do that. Let's take it into a little bit of a scapula stretch here. And so we're going to inhale and just through our shoulder blades or scapula. Inhale and exhale. So you notice as you inhale, let's drop down and kind of pull the chest forward. Yes, our body's going to move a bit, but really focus on exaggerating within the shoulders, and then exhale, push the floor away. So really getting into those muscles just to warm up for our next stretch. If and when you're ready, let's plant after you've done that a few times. Plant our left hand down through center. We're inhale. Right hand either comes lateral or reaching up or back behind you. And you might move that left hand a little bit further away. So you exhale, kind of threading the needle, that right arm down. So notice where it feels good. You might start to creep yourself down. You might even get into a bit of that child's pose position if that feels better for you. If you want to get more into the shoulders, or you can stay up onto your knees and kind of get into the side body in a bit of that puppy dog pose variation. So a bit deeper of a stretch here. We're not going to stay here very long, but if you need less compression on the upper body, then you can just sit back into that child's pose variation. So whatever feels good, let's stay here for 3 to 5 more breaths. Inhaling, creating space, and exhale. Sorry if I'm bumping on my microphone here. Good. Feeling a nice deep dull ache stretch here in the right shoulder blade. When you're ready, nice and slow, start to creep maybe the left hand down as you inhale. Lift up the right hand, maybe wiggle those fingers, reach it back behind you, and then plant it down. I like to find a neutral in between, so taking a couple cat-cows or those shoulder rolls if that feels good to reset. Right hand kind of comes up in front of you, past your nose, perhaps that effort here as you inhale. Lift the left hand up or out to the side, and as you exhale, finding that threading through either in that puppy dog variation with your legs or lessening the compression on your shoulder and sitting back into a child's pose variation. Wherever you are, we're here for about 10 breaths in total. So find what feels good as you're settling into it. Maybe adjusting this pose compared to the other side. Beautiful. Last few breaths here. Yeah. No rush. If and when you're ready, gently placing your hands back down through center. Find a couple of those cat-cows to reset. That feels good. I'm feeling a down dog. Skip it if you don't want to. Find a child's pose, but we're going to go there next. Down dog, you might have your hands spread a little bit wider. Knees lift off the mat, bending the knees as you rise up into that down dog. Tailbone's the peak of your body. Really encourage you to walk out that dog, so bend deep into one knee and the other. Kind of pedal one heel down and then the other heel down. Yeah. Then find space for your heart and your shoulders as you kind of push back your abdomen towards your knees here. Beautiful. Good. One more breath here if you're here with me. Excellent. When you're ready, let's drop down onto our knees. And then we're going to find a nice wide knee child's pose here. So knees wide, big toes to touch. Let the abdomen hang down and let the arms reach out in front of you. If your hands don't quite make it down, that's okay. If you can't quite get your upper body down, maybe creating support with your fist stacked, a block, a pillow, some blankets, whatever you need. And let's just let that body start to drop into gravity here. Let gravity pull you in and start to melt into the mat. Perhaps feeling some stretch and some tension in your back. Adjusting if you need to, if anything's too deep in this pose. Focusing here and now in this moment, in this breath, in this body. Beautiful job. If and when you feel ready, let's gently slide ourselves forward onto our abdomen here. Maybe taking a moment for a little Sphinx pose to get into the back after that. So taking our hands onto our elbows, and perhaps our elbows and our shoulders are in line, and notice if that is causing tension in the lower back or the spine anywhere. Just gently walk away those elbows and perhaps open your legs and you find a little bit lesser sensation in that lumbar spine. You want to have a gentle, again, I use the word gentle to leg sensation. That's exactly what it is. You don't want it to be intense. You don't want it to be pinching. You don't want it to be super painful in any way. It's just maybe a little bit uncomfortable. And maybe you start to label and notice these sensations as neutral, comfortable, uncomfortable. And maybe as you're sitting here for a few more breaths, maybe you're noticing you can adjust in any way. Or perhaps your next exhale, maybe you're closing your eyes, or maybe you're releasing your tailbone. And just taking a few moments to hold space or lessen that space in your body. Inhale, breathing in an intention, if that feels good for you, of peace, calm, and presence. And as you exhale, breathing out peace, calm, and presence. Letting that intention as you inhale circulate through your heart, through each cell of your body, present, peace, and calm. As you exhale, share that with your space, presence, peace, and calm. And when you're ready, nice and slow, let's take those hands down beside us and just simply lay on your forehead, on a chin, a cheek to the mat. You might make this your final shavasana, your final resting pose, only if it feels comfortable for you, or simply turning and laying on your back. Final shavasana should feel like a deep rest. Should feel like a moment to yourself, a recalibration, if you will. So if you can, if you will, close your eyes. Start to feel your breath, fill your body. On each inhale, with love and warmth and peace. And with each exhale, stay here and breathe for a few more minutes. You deserve this time for yourself, to stay, to be. Thank you for showing up today. Thank you for moving your beautiful body, mind, and soul through this practice. Thank you for allowing yourself to have fun, to be present. Thank you for sharing this gorgeous night with me. Or day, or whenever you're receiving this. As always, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Peace, Peace, Peace. I hope you go in peace today. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.